Tesla's biggest story this week is not one single breakthrough. It is that Tesla is quietly moving from big promises into real-world execution. And for Tesla investors, that is where the story gets interesting. Hi everyone, this is Ken. Today, I want to break down the most important Tesla stories from the past week, not as a simple news recap, but from the perspective of Tesla owners, fans, and long-term TSLA investors. This week, we will look at Tesla Semi, FSD V14 Lite, Robotaxi regulation, Model YL, Tesla Energy, and TSLA stock near the $400 level. The key question is simple. What is Tesla actually doing right now, and which updates could matter for the business and the stock? Let's get into it. First, Tesla Semi. Tesla revealed that the first Tesla Semi came off its high-volume production line in Nevada. This does not mean mass deliveries have already started, but it does suggest Tesla may finally be entering the early stage of real Semi production. For investors, the question is not only whether the Semi is impressive. The real question is whether Tesla can produce it at meaningful scale, expand deliveries beyond early customers like PepsiCo, and make it reliable for daily logistics. Commercial trucks are different from consumer cars. Fleet customers care about uptime, cost per mile, charging schedules, and maintenance. So the Semi story is not just about the truck. It is about whether Tesla can turn it into a practical business tool. That also connects to Semi charging. This week, we saw updates around Mega Charger and Base Charger, and this may be just as important as the truck itself. Electric trucks do not scale only because the vehicle exists. They scale when charging fits into daily operations. Base Charger is important because it supports depot-style charging. A truck can return to a warehouse, charge while parked, and go back out the next morning. That is not flashy, but for logistics companies, it is very practical. For long-term investors, the key is whether Tesla can build not just the Semi, but the full fleet solution around it. Next, FSD V14 Lite. Tesla plans to roll out FSD V14 Lite for HW3 vehicles, starting in the United States and later expanding to more international markets. For HW3 owners, this is important. Recently, Tesla's FSD progress has felt more focused on newer hardware like HW4 and AI4. So many HW3 owners have wondered if their cars might be left behind. This update suggests Tesla is still trying to include them. That matters for customer trust. But the important word is light. This is not simply FSD V14, it is FSD V14 Lite. So the experience may not be the same as newer hardware. My view is that this is positive news, but it also shows Tesla's challenge. As FSD advances, the gap between older and newer hardware may become more visible. Tesla has to keep existing owners confident while still moving the newest technology forward. Next is Robotaxi regulation. This week showed that FSD and Robotaxi are not only about technology, they are also about rules, responsibility, and public trust. In Italy, there were signs of movement around accelerating Tesla FSD approval discussions. That does not mean FSD is suddenly approved across Europe, but it shows that international expansion depends not only on Tesla's engineering, but also on regulators and governments. At the same time, California moved forward with rules related to traffic violations by driverless vehicles. At first, this can look like more pressure on autonomous vehicle companies, but another way to see it is this. These rules may be part of making Robotaxi real. If driverless cars operate on public roads, the system needs clear answers. Who gets the ticket? Who is responsible if something goes wrong? How do cities and police interact with a car that has no human driver? Robotaxi is not just a software story, it is also a legal, insurance, and public trust story. Next, Model Y L. This story is not as exciting as Robotaxi or FSD, but from a business perspective, it could be very practical. There were signs that Model Y L could potentially expand into the United States and Canada. Model Y L is a longer wheelbase version of the Model Y, with more interior space and possible support for 6-seat or 3-row demand. Why does this matter? Because there is a real customer gap. For many families, the standard Model Y may feel slightly too small, but the Model X is much more expensive, so a larger Model Y could make a lot of sense. This is not officially confirmed yet, but if Tesla brings Model Y L to North America, it could support demand without requiring a completely new platform. For investors, I would watch pricing, positioning, and whether Tesla presents it as a family vehicle or a Model X alternative. Next, Tesla Energy and XAI. Tesla reportedly generated $573 million in 2025 revenue from SpaceX and XAI, with the XAI-related revenue mainly tied to Megapack sales. The bullish side is clear. AI companies need massive amounts of power. Data centers are becoming one of the biggest energy demand stories in the world. If Tesla's Megapack becomes part of that infrastructure, Tesla Energy could become much more important. But investors also need to watch the governance side. SpaceX and XAI are closely connected to Elon Musk, so this is also a related party transaction story. The revenue is positive. The energy opportunity is real. But shareholders should also care about transparency and fairness. So my view is balanced. This is good for Tesla Energy, but governance should not be ignored. Finally, TSLA stock. Last week, Tesla stock rebounded from around $350 toward the $400 level, but it failed to hold $400 and pulled back near $376. Then it recovered again toward the high 380s and around $394. So the stock has not completely broken down, but it has not clearly confirmed a new upward trend either. The key is not whether TSLA briefly touches $400. The key is whether it can stay above $400. If Tesla can hold above $400, the market may show stronger confidence again. But if the stock keeps rejecting there, investors may stay cautious. So I would watch two things. Can TSLA hold above $400? And if it pulls back, can it defend the $370 range? Short-term price action matters, but long-term investors should not judge Tesla only by one weekly chart. The business still has to prove execution. So, when we connect everything, this was an execution week. Tesla Semi is moving toward production. Semi-charging shows Tesla is thinking about real fleet operations. FSD V14 Lite shows Tesla is trying to support HW3 owners. Robotaxi regulation shows that autonomy needs law and public trust. Model Y L could be a practical demand driver. Tesla Energy may be connecting to the AI power boom. And TSLA stock is testing whether the market believes in this execution story. Tesla is no longer judged only by vision, it is being judged by deployment. For long-term investors, the lesson this week is simple. Do not look at Tesla through only one headline. Tesla is not just a car company, but it is also not enough to simply say Tesla is an AI company and stop there. The real question is whether Tesla can turn its different businesses into scalable systems that work in the real world. That is why this week mattered. Not because there was one giant announcement, but because we saw many small signs of Tesla moving from promise to operation. So let me know in the comments, which story matters most to you this week? Tesla Semi, FSD V14 Lite, Robotaxi regulation, Model Y L, Tesla Energy, or TSLA stock? near $400. If this video helped you see the bigger picture behind the headlines, please hit the like button and subscribe to Life in the Future. Thanks for watching, and let's keep looking at Tesla's future with a calm, long-term mindset. Before we wrap up, let me take a moment to introduce myself. I drive a Tesla Model Y, and at home, I've installed a Tesla Powerwall, so I actually charge my car with solar energy. I truly believe Tesla is shaping the future, and that's why I share the latest news and insights here on this channel. I'm from Japan, but I want to connect with Tesla fans all around the world. That's why I also create an English version of my videos. YouTube now lets you switch the audio into your own language, so you can enjoy it in whatever language you prefer. Most of all, I'd love to connect with Tesla fans everywhere so we can support Tesla together. I also share updates on X, so feel free to follow me there and let's connect. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.